Despite today's record Washington, D.C. snowfall, Senate Democrats managed to make it into work at the Capitol this morning. Tonight, they say they did what they had to do to get a firm 60 votes and move the health care bill forward. That prompted an unusual Saturday response from President Obama at the White House. NBC's Mike Vicara is there tonight. He has details of the deal and what happens next. Hi, Mike.
Good evening, Lester. You're right. There was action here in Washington despite the storm, and an overnight breakthrough last night has the president and Democrats on the verge of passing health care reform by Christmas. On Capitol Hill, a day for suits and boots.
Good morning. Good morning.
Senators arriving for work at dawn and racing to meet a Christmas deadline to pass a health care bill after a late-night breakthrough.
I think it's good enough for us to move forward.
Nebraska's Ben Nelson was the last Democratic holdout, but is now on board. Appearing at a snowbound White House, President Obama backed the deal, along with a host of last-minute changes to the bill.
After a nearly century-long struggle, we are on the cusp of making health care reform a reality.
But it was a hard-fought victory, achieved only after Nelson's demands to restrict abortion coverage for people getting taxpayer subsidies were met. Now, with 60 votes, Democrats think they can meet their deadline.
Seems that way.
Among the changes, the revised bill drops a government-run public option, leaves out a Medicare buy-in for those 55 to 64, raises penalties on those who do not buy health insurance, and replaces a tax on cosmetic surgery with a new 10% tax on indoor tanning. The plan would result in 31 million more Americans being covered. The cost? $871 billion over 10 years, paid for with new taxes and cuts to the growth of Medicare. Outraged that the full bill is only now being revealed, Republicans are united in opposition.
This bill is a legislative train wreck of historic proportions.
Today, Republicans tried to apply the brakes.
And total premium revenue for each of the previous years for the plan,
Forcing Senate clerks to read an amendment hundreds of pages long.
I don't know where I am.
But despite the opposition from both conservatives and disappointed liberals in their own party, Democrats say the deal is the best they can do for now.
What we're building here is not a mansion. It's a starter home.
Yet more hurdles remain for this legislation. They will vote again in the middle of the night, the Senate keeping up that frantic pace Monday at 1 a.m. in the morning on all these changes that were unveiled today. Lester?
And then, Mike, they have to reconcile their deal with what the House passed earlier. Are there any potential showstoppers there when they sit down to have that meeting?
Oh, there sure are, Lester. This is the hardest fought legislation in a generation here in Washington. First of all, there are differences on the public option. The House has it. The Senate will probably not have it in there. That abortion language, much more restrictive in the House than even what Senator Nelson agreed to today. They're going to have to fight it out when they come back after the holiday. The hope is to have something on the president's desk by the State of the Union. That's about the third week in January. But this is not by no means over yet. Lester?
Mike Vicara on a pretty snowy White House lawn tonight. Thank you.